about my reasons, and then talk about more of how we run our club. So, Madam President, Mr Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. So as Merv said, I'm speaking about the Successful Club series today, and it's part of my educational course on my presentation mastery pathway. Now the pathway is the educational courses that we all follow, just for our guests. So one of the requirements is to complete a speech, 10 to 15 minutes, about an aspect of running a club and giving tips and helpful hints on how to improve our club and keep it going. So why is this important? Well, if we don't have a club and it's not running well, then no one has a chance to speak. So we want a really safe and nurturing environment for us all to be able to stand up here and deliver speeches, so that when we want to go out into the world and want to do it for real, we know that we've got those skills nailed down and we're happy about being on stage. So why keeping the commitment? As Mer mentioned, I was interested on how do people start the club, why do you want to join, and how long do you think you'll be around as well? Because keeping the commitment means we want to keep this club running for a long time, so that more people can join and enjoy the benefits of doing so. So one of the reasons why I joined was that I was very lucky to be in a group, a peer mentoring group, and Jackie, who most of you know, was the facilitator. Now I was talking about, I want to get in front of more people and talk to them and learn how to deliver to greater amounts of people. How am I going to do that? She said, well, you need to come to Toastmasters, that's what I do. So she said, come along. And I thought, oh, well, actually, I know someone, so that's the first step, because actually taking the step into here, as you've all done, is quite a challenge when you think, oh my God, well, these people, I don't know who they are. So I had her to help me, and I did stand up the first time and do the 30 seconds warm up. And I thought, oh, well, that's it. I've done the first step. I've gone. I've done it. And the next time I turned up, I did a table topics. So I think gradually over the years, so this was 22. So gradually over the years, I've managed to be able to get the confidence to be able to run and stand up and do roles. And I think just having that safe environment is really important to do that. So that has led me on to being able to do a lot more surprising things that I didn't think I'd be able to. So with everyone has a different reason, I thought it'd be good as a bit of audience participation to see, one, how long everyone's been here at Toastmasters. So if I can have a show of hands for under a year. We've got people, okay, 5. John, thank you. 1 to 2 years. Oh. And then 3 and over. Yeah, so we've got a really nice mix even in our small group tonight, of different varying levels, so it's really good to see. So one of the things for me was also time frames. Now some people turn up and they want to do one specific thing. Could be a father of the bride speech, could be a best man speech. But it's interesting to see what brings people here and their motivation to do it and how long they will be here. Because it might be that people come for a best man speech and then stay because they see the benefits of other reasons to come. So Suzanne, would you be able to give me an idea of what your reason was? Oh no, you can just stand up there, it's fine.
I stumbled across Speech on the Beach nearly 5 years ago. Had never heard of Toastmasters, had no idea what it was. I thought, wow! There were a couple of people speaking and I thought, I want to be able to do that. And I've stayed because it's fun and because I'm now able to do it.
Lovely, thank you very much. And I know Rick, I asked Rick as well if he could give me an idea of why he joined as 2 people that I've been with the club for a long time.
Yeah, sure. I did a presentation at work. This was in Spain. I might have had too many coffees or something like that, but I just lost all ability to say anything at all, and that was in 1999. So yeah, ever since then I had this kind of feeling like just a little bit of nerves, too many nerves at the beginning of a speech and like it just hanging over me. So 25 years, 3 years later, I joined Toastmasters. Not one to make quick decisions. Staying because, no, waited this long, so yeah.
You're in.
Hoping it's going to do some good.
It has already, I'm sure. Well, thank you so much. So I thought it'd be good to give you an idea of why people join and why they want to stay. So thinking about what I've done, now this is one of my surprising achievements. Now you can see the blissful look on my face as I'm running. Now this was in Ibiza this year, in May, early May. So I was told we had a workshop and a guy turned up with 2 cameras and said, right everyone, you're going to run to the camera, say your name, your business and what you're known for, and 5 people left, literally, as soon as he said it. And I was like, wow, that is really telling how much people hate public speaking. But I was the first in the line going, yeah, come on. And I tell you what, January 22, that would not have been me. I would never have thought I would be there going, come on, yep, let's get going, I want to do it. So I think that is number one of the surprising things that I found out about myself this year. So with following this keeping the commitment, one of the things we sign up for is the Toastmasters Promise. Now this comprises of 10 standards and it's broken down into 3 headings. So we've got participate, we've got interact, we've got and maintain. So what I'm going to do is go through these and kind of pepper through things that I noticed about them as well. So the first one is I promise to participate regularly. Now I think that's one of the biggest things is actually coming and getting through the door is great, but you need to keep showing up to get the benefit from it. It helps you conquer your fears quickly. It helps you hone your skills because you're actually doing that job, you know, either prepared speeches, table topics, or even running the roles. You're up on this stage dealing with nerves and having to cope with what's going on in your body, which is a good thing to find out quite quickly. Now also it helps you with leadership skills, which I have definitely benefited from regularly communicating with you guys, and then when I'm talking to clients I notice how different I am now. So also carefully preparing speeches. Now this is really important because for you to come up on stage you want to feel comfortable, as comfortable as you can, but also it's really beneficial for the audience because the way you're speaking and delivering will mean there's people in the audience going, oh, I might try that next time. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I like the way they did that. So you're learning as well. So actually the person delivering the speech has got an obligation to do the best job they can because then everyone benefits from it. And then also fulfilling all assignments. So that is working through your pathway in a progressive manner. You're learning different skills as you're going along, but also making sure that you are part of the club. So it's no good every time just signing up for speeches, coming up here and delivering them, when actually it's that you, for the whole experience, you need to be evaluating people, running roles, and being part of the club to build it, to help so that everyone can deliver speeches. So then looking at, so the next thing is to provide an aid fellowship by providing helpful evaluations. Now that isn't just, say for today I've got Rick evaluating me and Mervis on the computer as well for AI, but also the slips. Now I don't know about anyone else, but every night after I've done a speech, get home and I read the slips and I think, oh, it's so nice just to have such nice feedback, and I keep them all, they're all with my speeches. But it's so valuable, and actually rather than it just being, oh, you did such a good job, if you can try and think of something constructive to say, something that someone can work on, it can really help. And then you've got 30 people evaluating you as opposed to just one person who's going to come up and deliver a speech on your speech. So that's a really useful thing. Also, promoting a positive and friendly atmosphere. Now, we're really lucky, we've got a very vibrant club, everyone's really friendly, and it does make a difference when you're going to come up and speak to everyone. So I can look out and see lots of lovely smiley faces, it makes your job a lot easier. But so trying to think about how you can make improve the relationships. So coming a bit earlier, having a chat. I know that it's tricky because we have a very strict schedule on what we do. Sometimes our breaks get cut quite a bit so we can keep the meeting on time and that we can all leave before 10 o'clock at night. But it is hard sometimes to build those relationships unless we have like a social, which we do now and again. So I think it's really good if you can try and get here earlier just to kind of keep those relationships going as well. Next is serving as an officer. Now I know we've got our nominations coming up, and so it is, if you have got the time, then it is a really good thing and really valuable to do, to be behind the scenes helping build the club and keeping it as a really strong and nurturing environment. And then finally, treating all members and guests with respect and courtesy. So just making sure that you are making everyone feel welcome, especially when new people turn up. It really helps. So the last one is about maintaining the club. Now, as you can see here, we've got a smaller club today, but we're usually pretty good on numbers for each time we speak. But bringing guests is really valuable, and I don't know about you, but anytime I speak to someone, they're like, oh, God, you're really good at speaking. How do you get there? I'm like, you need to go to Toastmasters. And I'm like, come along, you know. So I think if you can encourage people, it does make people a lot happier. And as I said at the beginning, having Jackie here when I walked through the door the first time made a massive difference to me. Then looking at following the guidelines and the rules, we do have a lot of structure, and sometimes it can be quite daunting, especially for our guests, but it does really help keep the meeting on time and in track, and just how everyone interacts, how roles are done. I've loved it tonight hearing Cecily go through and actually print off the counter. There's literature out there for each role you do, and really it gives you a chance to be able to bring in some of the old school stuff that is there that we might have missed. So I think it's really good sometimes to bring stuff back from the actual from the guidelines and how we should run roles. And then observing ethical standards. So the core values of Toastmasters is integrity, respect, service and excellence. So I think it's really key to make sure that we do follow those. And I mean, I've never been in a meeting where we haven't, and that's credit to our club because it is so valuable. So my second surprise achievement is that I've now become the president of the Wervenade Chamber of Commerce, which again, there's no way I would have done it without Toastmasters, but it was just something that needed to be done. I'm only the third female ever to do it, it was just something that I thought, oh, I think I could do that now, and that is again something I never thought I would. So my things for you is I'd like you to have a think about what are the reasons you joined Toastmasters, and are you achieving those things? And then also, have you got any surprise achievements that have come as a result of joining Toastmasters? Because I'd love to hear them. And finally, could you put yourself forward for a role at the next meeting? So that's a challenge for you all. So thank you all for listening, and I hope it was educational.